Good evening, good evening, good evening. So glad to have y'all here. It's Jackie Glass, Mama, Navy vet, certified doer, and the laced up legislator for the House of Delegates, 93rd District. You know that we are always trying to connect and to build and all the good things with you all. So today, interesting enough, many of you probably know if you've looked at any of the work that we've been doing, it's that hey, how y'all doing? Oh, Davaloo, hey. And Derek, oh, we appreciate you. So tonight is less. This live is less about what I have to say and more about what young folks have to say. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of backstory, and then bring in my guest for this evening. So, for quite a bit of time, I have been going back and forth with our school system, just about, not complaints, but concerns that parents have been sending to me and have students have expressed to me, administrators that have expressed to me. And we worked at trying to build a partnership and speak with our school officials about how they can be helpful. And I will be candid and say is like, and say this out front, is that my role is to be a partner, right? As a legislator, I'm not afforded the opportunity to do policy for the school unless it's on a statewide piece. Let me make sure that I'm not breaking up. If like, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me all right. I just want to make sure y'all can hear me all right. Yeah, we do things on a statewide perspective, and so my role is not to do the job of a school board, but not to do the job of the school board, but to be a good partner. And that partnership has not been reciprocated. And so when I talk to folks, what I'm getting is that maybe I'm making these things up, that they're not indicative of what's happening in the school system, which is patently false, right? Like patently false. So today I wanted to take and use our platform and give some Norfolk Public School System students the opportunity to, one, talk about the good, the bad, the ugly of what they're seeing in schools in a very anonymous way. So we're there, you won't be able to see their faces. We're not going to call them by name, but we are going to share space for them, hold space with them, recognizing y'all, these are young people. So if you have questions, it's okay to drop them in the chat, but we are talking with young people about their lived experience in our school system, hopefully in an effort to make, to just, have them be heard, and hopefully you all can be good stewards in helping us make sure that they're heard and that there's action taken. It is really unfortunate that we haven't been able to make headways with building relationship with our superintendent. I think that is just a sad state for our schools to be in. And I just want our school board to do the thing that they are charged with doing, and and lead on the school system side. And right now the will that is there is not will, and so the goal here is to allow the students to say things, and maybe it'll get back to them. Maybe they'll be able to take some of what they're saying and believe that there's work to be done. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring in student A and student B, and we'll start there. I'm going to just make sure. So I'm going to say good evening to the both of you.
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm so grateful to have the both of you come on and be able to share your experiences. You don't have to, so we're not going to say what schools we go to or anything. But I did get a chance to talk a little bit to you all. I'd love to hear some of the programs or things that y'all are going through at school. I've heard some positive things, and we can go from there. You all are at the helm. How is school?
It's okay.
It's pretty good in
Hold on, student A. Student A, go ahead.
it's pretty good. Sometimes it's bad.
Okay. Tell me about the good stuff.
You can learn more easily. You able to make some friends, new friendships, a relationship with your teachers and staff.
Welcome, student C. So you feel like you're making good relationships. So now tell me, student A, where are you originally from? The Norfolk area. Where are you originally from?
I'm from Honduras.
From Honduras. Oh wow! And how long have you been here in our area?
5 years.
5 years. And so we talked a little bit about like you're taking advantage of some of the stuff that's going on in school in a good way. Some really cool programs. What kind of programs have you been able to get involved in?
On HBAC, in the program of a school provides to me.
Oh, that is awesome. That is awesome. That is awesome. How about student CB? Tell us a little bit more. And I just want to leave the floor for you all. The good, the bad, the ugly, wherever you want to start, we're here.
For Thunder Glenn Youngkin, as far as for the cell phone policy, I think that helped a little bit. Even though that not a lot of the students are really listening to it, and not a lot of the teachers are actually putting in the initiative. I mean, some teachers, but not all of it. But
Mhm.
it is working a little bit progressively, slowly, but gotta start somewhere.
Yeah. So she's talking about the cell phone policy that you feel like it feel like if once it gets implemented, it'll be a good thing. That the cell phone policy will be a good thing for you. Why is
Yeah,
that?
so that students can actually pay attention more and actually learn rather than getting distracted from their phones. And I know that students like to get off their answers off their phones instead of actually asking for help.
Yeah. Yeah. And how about you, student C? Tell us what you got going on. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to refer to your name or anything so that you can, the good, the bad, the ugly, or what you want to talk about today. Are you there? All right. So tell me a little bit, all of you, tell me a little bit more about what your biggest concerns are with school.
I guess I would say that maybe the discipline of it.
Discipline.
Yeah, there's a lot of teachers and students.
Students, can you elaborate what that means for you? Discipline with the teachers and the students.
Yeah, a lot of students like being dismissive, still walking the hall.
Right. So just for everybody's information, student B is on the school bus right now. So we want to thank her for her commitment and coming in. And for student C, I know you missed us as we came in, the last person. I don't want to say your name, but you can come off mute and say and talk as you please. How about you, student A? Like, tell us what is your biggest concern and help us get an understanding.
Sometimes some students I treat other students with difference only for the race, religions, or who they are.
Sometimes they what?
Sometimes um, they being discriminate some students for the race and the religion they go and the gender they are.
Okay. Do you feel like that's other students, or who do you feel, what do you feel like? How do you feel like that's happening?
Sometimes it's staff, but and sometimes it's students. But most of it
Yeah.
is students.
Most of the students. And how have you experienced that? What does that look like in your school?
Uh, it look like most of the people are divided into groups: the Hispanics, the African Americans, and the Native Americans. In different, sometimes the African Americans are not are good with the Hispanics, or sometimes the Hispanics are good with the African Americans.
Say that again. So sometimes you said sometimes the African American students are not good with the Hispanics, and sometimes the Hispanic students are not, and they cut out.
Yeah, yeah, that's when I finished.
Okay, so what does
They
that look? Go
they
ahead.
are.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
No, no, no. I'm listening. It's a you. You have the. It's this is your time.
Oh, sometimes they feel like they are based on them. They don't get well. Sometimes blame another students just for their ways.
Sometimes other students do what?
Sometimes they don't get a well because their race, or maybe they do bad stuffs on the schools.
On the schools. Mhm.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. I couldn't for a second, and it might have
Okay.
been me. Um, and I'm really interested. I think like in hearing. Does that mean that are they? What are they doing? What does that mean when you say they are not getting along? What does that look like? What have you experienced or seen?
Um,
That
Last year I got I got involved in a fight because they think I stole a babe from them, but it wasn't true. So
mhm,
they attacked us, my stepbrother, and a friend of him. They been we never do do smoke or something like that. They just think we do it. So they jump us like there was 15 people on the group, only was three on my group.
mhm.
And then we go to school. They suspend me and my brother and my other friend for 10 days because they saying I call my brother before before they jump me. I call my brother. I say, hey, they follow me a group. Can you come in to help me, or to try to talk about to them to see if this problem don't get worse. So he come he came. The bus left us. We have to walk to a McDonald's is there, so we can get help, or a policeman or a family member to come pick us up. In the middle of the school, they jump us. After they jump us, we went to the school back. They suspend us because I called my brother to come help me. So they think they I start the problem. So for calling my brother and help me.
Yeah. So you got in trouble because you called your brother, but you got jumped by 15 people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that a common thing? I mean, and that you see is that like I guess my question to hear from all of you all is like, what is a typical day at school like? What's a typical, if you were to describe like this is what you're gonna usually see, or how about this? What are you going to usually see or usually happen? It can be good things too, right? In a week of school. Like, so one school week typically looks like this.
Sometimes might be the attitude of all the students. Sometimes they looking for problems, or they just wanna fight with other students. Sometimes it's like just calmly everybody going to other classes.
Yeah.
um, or sometimes the bathroom smells of drugs.
Oh, so
Yeah.
the bathroom smells like weed.
How
Is
you
that,
say?
say that again?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
The okay.
Yeah. How about you, student
Hmm.
B, student C?
Yeah, that is what the student A is saying is a lot true. I can see that a lot within of my school as well. Also, throughout the school day, they also do like hall sweeps, but a lot of students don't really care. They just run around the halls and such like that.
So you feel like that's a good thing? They do like hall sweeps, just making sure people are in class. That's typically in a week.
Yes, yeah. So sometimes there'll be like fights, something like that.
Yeah. Student C, I don't know if you can hear us, if you're able to come off mute. So I'll pull the student off because I know if you don't feel comfortable, it's fine. And Jay, if you can hear me in the background to help use her helper to help student C if or she's having issues with coming off mute. So I guess another question I would have for you all is um, what do you want us as a community to know or to do to help you have the best um, experience in Norfolk Public Schools? Because I hear the good things, and I love that you're student A, that you're taking advantage of some of the technical training, which is really cool. Student B, we didn't hear a little bit about some of the things that you're getting into that you're enjoying in school, but what would you, again, good, bad, or ugly, it can be all good things, what would you want the community to know or do that would be supportive of you having a good experience in Norfolk Public Schools?
Well, me, I'm a part of the Performing Arts Academy.
Mm-hmm.
I guess like more of like having like good clubs or communities that relate to people that have like
Mm-hmm.
a safe place for them to go to. I think that's what helped me a lot through the past years of being at my school, to having like teachers and students to relate to.
So clubs have been a really good thing for you. It sounds like after school activities have been good for you.
Yeah, like club programs or like even throughout lunch. I don't even like going to the cafeteria because it's like too rowdy or like something bad happens in the cafeteria. So it's either I probably like stay with the teachers in the classrooms, like having good communication with teachers and good relationship with teachers.
Yeah, so it sounds like you said having communications and relationships with your teacher. So it's maybe during lunch you don't feel like it's the cafeteria is the best place to be sometimes. So having places where you can go during lunch.
Yes.
How is lunch, by the way? Is lunch good?
Um, lunch food. It's okay. I mean, I eat it. It's food. I mean, if it's food, I eat it. So, yeah,
It's
yeah.
okay. I hear you. How about you, student A?
Uh, I would say it's good.
You would say it's good.
Yeah,
Uh, all right. Student C, the question was, how was lunch? How's lunch for you?
Lunch can be really loud and
Mhm.
like people will be all over the place.
Yeah, it sounds like you're it's the same thing as student B. She's like she wished there was something else for you all to do during lunch because the lunchroom doesn't sound like it's the best place to be sometimes. So then let me go back to my question, is what would you all want your community, like people like me? So like, again, in this place, I'm just another community member, but I also am a elected representative, but I don't get to decide what happens in the school system. I can only advocate the same way maybe you all can. But what would you want the adults that were in charge and able to make a decision to know to help you have a better or the best experience in in the schools? What would
I'm
be
like
your
focused. I'm sorry. Uh,
go ahead?
I, um, I would say like focusing like on the future, like around the community, like bringing colleges in or different like jobs from the future to like come in to speak about that.
Okay, bringing people in to talk about different jobs and things like that. Is that what you would want? How about you, student B or C? I mean, sorry, A or C.
I would say to get competition with another states, so we get along with other schools of other states, how they doing.
What does that look like? What do you mean? Tell me more.
Like maybe a soccer competition. I play soccer, so might be might be look good. So get along with another students of a different state district, so we can
Uh
talk
huh.
about how the school schedule, the schools, what they doing in their free time, or what they if they got activities in their school, or more things
Mhm.
about them.
So it sounds like you want more opportunities to have activities with people that with students that are maybe don't go to your school or maybe healthy things within your so activities. It's not this sounds like the same thing student B was saying, like more maybe activities and things like that. um if you and student C, did you have anything like if you wanted to tell the adults uh anything that you wanted them to know that you're like, this is the thing that I really would want y'all to focus on to help me have a better experience in Norfolk Public Schools, what would your sentiment be?
I'm not really sure.
Not really sure, but what's important to you that you want to either change and be better, or that you think is going really great?
Probably to get the students to behave more or like get along better.
What does that look like? What do you think that looks like from what you so my question is like, what are you seeing apart as like behavior and getting along? And then what would that look like for you for them to get along?
Um, I don't know, just like not having any issues with each other and to cooperate more.
Yeah. Do you think that's the biggest thing you see in your school is students not getting along with each other and not cooperating?
Yeah, because that's how most of the issues happen, and like it kind of distracts the others and gets like it just gets really chaotic.
Chaotic. Do you think does that happen a lot? Are you saying like is that happen a lot, or just how often do you think like students not getting along with other students um, happens in a school day or maybe a school week? Because it sounds like it's troubling to you because you're trying to be good at school.
It's like most of the time. It's just like little things that just make start issues and stuff.
So just most of the time, kids, are they arguing or are they fighting?
It can start from just arguing or saying things to then fighting, or they'll like attempt to fight.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. If I heard something really loudly today, I would hear is that you guys want better ways for students to be able to get along with each other. Am I right in saying that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And that it sounds like your relationship with other students is the biggest distraction for your learning experience.
Yes, that's part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to also, we've got a little bit of time. I'm looking to see, um, there's some questions from the chat. We just got one from Taekwon, the chef. Okay. This is a question for you guys. Do you believe the students are looking for attention when they do this? Do you feel like the students in it, for all of you guys, do you believe that the students that are doing this are looking for attention?
Maybe we can say that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
that's
ahead, finish.
oh, sorry.
No, I was going to tell him to finish his sentence. He said maybe because what?
No, I say maybe. Yeah. Might be the issue.
Yeah. Go ahead, student B. I interrupted you.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was saying, yeah, that does sound a lot like that. Wanting attention, even having problems at home to probably do that at school. A
Mhm.
lot going on in their life.
Yeah. How about student C? Do you think that these students are seeking attention or validation?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wondering how it makes y'all feel. Like, I did not go to school. I say this, I did not go to school in Norfolk. I went to school in the south suburbs of the Chicagoland area. And we didn't, I won't say we didn't have a lot of fights. We did have some, but it sounds like it's happening often for you all. How do you feel that your teachers, like, how do you feel like the adults respond to that? Does it get shut down quick? Um, how do you feel about the response to when there's the disruption that you all are talking about is a high priority for you?
Um, for teachers, they do. I mean, they don't want to interfere because they don't want to like lose their job to know that stuff like that. Or like when they do interfere, sometimes I mean it depends on the teacher. If they're
Yeah.
like very like good teachers, like such as like discipline or such as that.
So she said it depends on the teacher, and sometimes they do, but I imagine sometimes they do. It just depends on the teacher. How about you all? How about A and C?
Can you repeat the question again? Sorry.
I said, how do you think the people in the school responded, like to the teachers or whoever it is that's around? What about how they respond when that's happening, when those things are happening?
Uh, might be they looking for attention, or they might be get uh, bad responsive about them, and a lot of trouble.
Are you saying that the teachers don't want to get in trouble? I think student B said that sometimes teachers don't want to get in trouble and they don't.
Yeah.
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 How about you,
Um.
students? Go ahead, student B.
Oh, sorry. I was saying as. Wait, I'm sorry. I lost my train of thought.
I apologize. I interrupted you. How about you, student C? How's the teacher response or the people around you response?
I don't really think that they'll do much when it's like just like arguments, or people just saying stuff, they'll just say to stop doing that. But like in fighting, they can't really jump in because sometimes they'll get hit too, or like they get some stuff happens to them too, I guess. So they have to get like security or people to stop the fight.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was what I was trying to say. Security, or sometimes even escalates to even police coming, or like maybe
Yeah.
like full on, a lot of police cars coming into some full on situation. Just a lot.
So you say a lot of police cars will show up. Do you think having police is the biggest? What do you think is needed in your schools to maybe slow down those disruptions? Because I heard very loudly that you guys want more opportunities for students to be able to talk to each other and get along. Just that may be a part of it. But what do you think is the thing that stops it the most? Is it having police in school? Because that's a big debate. I'll tell you, at my level, where I'm at in government, that's a huge debate about should we have police in schools or shouldn't we, and the things that we have. What are you all's thoughts on that? And then you got a couple questions. I got you. I see your questions on Instagram. I'll get to them in a second. Go ahead.
Something can may stop the issue is adding police or more security to a school so they can maybe try to stop the argue or the problem before they start.
Yeah. Okay. How about you, student B or C? What do you think could be the biggest help if you were to have the magic wand to say, we're going to put this in school to help slow down the problem or stop the problem? What would that be?
Probably stopping. No, never mind. I gotta probably think on that for a minute.
Say that again. I didn't really hear it. I apologize, student B.
I'm sorry. I have to think on that for a minute.
You have to think on it. That's okay. That's good. I'm glad that you're thinking about it. How about you, student C? If you had the magic wand to be like, all right, this is the thing that I'm going to do to slow this stuff down, keep myself safe, keep my teachers safe, have a better learning environment, what's that thing that you would do?
Um, I don't know. I think I have to think about it too.
That's okay. And you don't have to have all the answers, but we want to listen to you. I'm going to tell you, you guys have a couple questions on Instagram. So one question is there any teacher that you feel is invested in students, and what perhaps do they do? What are the teachers that you feel like really care? What are they doing? Thank you from Coffee. It's from Coffee with the Muslima. Ask that question.
Um, I see like some teachers. They're like I would say the favorite teachers out
Your
of
favorite
all
teacher?
the students. The favorite teachers out of like all the students, because like they like respect each other. I think that's mostly that is good relationship that comes with adults and students. It's a good respect for one another.
Student B, I'm going to slow you down. Can you talk closer to the phone? Because we can't hear you. Hold on a second. Phones are ringing on my end. Yeah, so my apologies. That was my phone. So what it was breaking up. So what did you say about the favorite teachers?
As the favorite teachers, I would say between the students and the teachers, I would say they would have like respect for each other.
Mhm.
Depending on that,
So the best teachers, you feel like they respect you all. Like there's mutual respect with the best teachers.
yes, if you're like not doing what you're supposed to be doing, like they'll give you warnings, but they will like put you in your place of what you should and should not be doing.
So it sounds like some teachers are really good at checking people and mitigating the issue, but they show mutual respect to the students. I think I hear that out of student B. How how about you, student C? What are some of the do you feel like any teacher is invested in the students, and what do they do to what do you feel like they do to keep the arguments and the stuff from happening in class and school?
There's certain teachers at my school who are they like care about how you feel and like what you think about certain stuff, and they can be comforting in certain moments.
And what do you feel like they do when there's moments where it's really tense? What do you think what are some of the things you would say they do?
They would they probably just like talk to you or try to make you feel better or understand what's going on.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So having a conversation with the folks and making sure they understand what's going on. So Taekwon, student A, how about you? What do you think some of the really good teachers do that help solve the problem and keep there from being like that tension in school?
I got teachers. Last year she was a teacher. She helped me with a trouble I got. She's a really nice teacher. She's a lovely teacher. She helps everybody. Right now she's
Uh-huh.
working for the Delegate to with the ESL students English as the second language.
Mhm.
Well, to help them because sometimes they don't get along or they don't respect them a lot.
Okay. You
She's
feel
fighting for them.
she's fighting for them. You feel like she respects you even, sounds like if English isn't your first language, it can be a lot more challenging, and she respects that and is a good person to you.
She will respect everybody. She's a lovely teacher. Everybody, if you know her, she will respect you. Everybody, and she will tell you the truth. Everything. Yeah,
She's honest with you, it sounds like. Super honest.
yeah,
Even when you don't want to hear it.
yeah. Even when you don't want to hear it.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay, and I see your question on YouTube. I'm going to get to that too. I've got one more question on Instagram to get to. Um, so Taekwon the chef asks, do you believe that all the consequences of the problems between students help? Do you believe that like the consequences that are happening for the students that are causing the biggest concern that you have for schools, which is like the fighting and the arguments, do you believe the consequences are good? And if not, I'm going to add this, if not, what would you think would be a better consequence for someone in your peer group in your
I will say sometimes they're good. On my school, the suspension of students and 10 days. I mean, maybe they reflecting or not, but if not, the parents can if they really damage like some part of your body. Like I in the fight I got, I fractured my right finger, my right hand. So we press charges and we win. So they might be the parents have to see what they can do to stop this if the school doesn't want to stop that. You on mute, I can hear you.
I just realized gratitude. So it sounds like you said sometimes a suspension will help them reflect. You hope that it helps them reflect on what they did, and the parents too.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. How about you, student C or B? What do you think do you think the consequences are helpful to?
Mm, I sometimes I think they are helpful. Like sometimes like when people get suspended and then like or if they like move to like a different school like today one of my teachers was happy that a student didn't continue to go to her class anymore because he went to a different school. I guess he was causing like the most ruckus
Yeah,
in the classroom. um, I think it makes the teachers or even the students happy to
yeah,
like continue to focus on their work.
yeah. How about you, student C?
I agree with student A. Like, it can make them think about it, and even in school, like, just them not being there kind of feels more relieving, I guess, because it's mostly the trouble kids. So
Mhm.
without them being there, everything's a little bit better.
Yeah, yeah. Sounds like it also sounds like you kind of know who's going to be creating the problem. The way you all are talking, it's like you kind of know the kids that are going to be disruptive. Am I wrong in saying that?
No, you're right.
Yeah, you guys kind of know who they are. The question is like, I'm going to use this word, and this was the question from Taekwon, the chef, is like, is there anything in school that if there's a conflict between two people, is there anything done to help those two people? And maybe you don't know because maybe you've not had to be the person in that position, but do you think there are things available to help two people come together and understand the conflict and sort of come to a conclusion or a better situation together? We call it conflict resolution. So are there any things in place that help students talk to students so that students don't have issues with other students, or they can talk it out?
I don't think they really allow them to talk it out because it normally ends in fights. So they normally like separate them to try to like calm them down. Yeah. Or sometimes it even escalates if they don't calm them down.
Okay.
I think the same thing of student B.
Same thing.
I agree with student A and B.
Wow. Because there's a thing, and I'm going to put this in your guys' vocabulary, is that there is a strategy that some schools employ called restorative justice, right? So it's like, how do I restore? And it's a whole thing of how do I restore justice to the classroom. Um, I'm actually going to, I think it might be good to share some of those strategies. But while I do that, uh-oh, you guys had another question that said, I'm going to ask this question and then I'm going to provide some examples of restorative justice. Um, um, on YouTube, Miss Elena Daria says, what makes you feel safe at school?
What makes, I guess, in my opinion, what makes me feel safe is probably the connections of the teachers. Like, I think it really helps that I'm in the Performing Arts Academy, that I get to like get a break probably from the rest of the school, or like get teachers that I trust, or like better be with teachers than with students. So yeah.
Yeah,
I will say sometimes the police officers or the teacher talk about you
mhm.
make me feel safe because another things or maybe safe the security guards too. So the connection with the teachers too, how student be safe.
Yeah,
If I may add, also like with the teachers, they like probably get away from the area, or like I just walk away if like there is a fight or something like that, because like I don't want to be involved, and there's just like too much going on.
mhm.
Everybody wants the drama and post it.
Another thing might be your friends too, because sometimes if the dialogue with the students can help and they start to get personal and they try to throw in punch, you can to protect yourself and maybe they can separate you of them and another teacher or student can go help them or separate them or take them to a safe place so they can stop the fire or something.
That's fair. How about you, students? See, what makes you feel safe in your school?
There's certain teachers that I know I can trust and rely on, or even just some of my friends, like they can be really helpful. And I guess some security guards, they sometimes they're really like friendly and kind of connect with them a little, and we can go to them for anything.
So it sounds like good friends, good teachers, good security. That people make you feel safe, that the right kinds of people in your environment at school make you feel safe. I imagine that's like that for everybody, even like for me when I go to work too, like the right people walking with the right person or, uh, being in a space where I feel like people care about my well-being or that's what it sounds like you guys want what everybody else has. What everybody else would want, what any other human would want in their space, in their workplace, because this is your workplace essentially. School is like it's your job right now. It's your job right now. There's also another question, and it's okay but the question is, and it's not a bad question, I'm telling you. So, do you guys have counselors in your school that you can talk to? That question comes from Instagram.
We have counselors, but honestly, in my opinion, I don't really trust the counselors. I mean, I may like talk to them like about grades or about like my plans for the future, but honestly, no, I don't really trust them as far as that. Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
I do have counselors on my school, but I don't feel comfortable talking with them some personal stuff. Maybe relating to the school, but no more stuff like personal.
Yeah.
I do have counselors. I just feel like talking to one of the teachers I can trust is way more better because I'm more comfortable speaking to them about stuff than the counselors.
Yeah, it sounds like trust is a big thing for y'all. That's so fair. It's okay. Like trust is important. It's a good foundation. It's a good thing to start with, and you have to. And it also sounds like you have some people who have earned your trust and done the things that make you feel like you can trust them.
Yeah.
And can I say this? Because I have a teenager. I have two teenagers. Earning y'all trust is hard. Y'all make us work for it. As teenagers. Goodness. Okay, so I've got another question from YouTube. Taylor says, if you have friends or relatives that go to other schools, and I'll pull it in. I could do that. If you have friends or relatives that go to other schools, either in other cities or around the country, do you think they share the similar concerns about their experiences in the classroom? So are your people that are in other places, do they have the same kind of concerns that you all have?
Mm,
Sometimes it's just like certain schools are more strict than others.
Mm.
So it kind of seems like other schools kind of behave a little better, but others just don't.
Mm.
uh,
I
yeah, student aid.
sorry. I do have a guy's sister going to another school. She says she got some of the same problems. Sometimes the students too. They are they moving and they want to start trouble with the people in here.
So if I
Yeah.
understand that correctly, Go ahead. I'm just trying to capture snapshot what he just said. So that sometimes there's students that are going to different schools and they start trouble there, or they go to new schools and because they're new, they have trouble.
They have trouble on the previous schools, and they might be start trouble on the next school they going.
Okay, that makes sense. Student B, go ahead with it.
Sorry. For wait, I'm sorry. Yeah, I would agree with student A and B as far as that, and also like it depends, like for each element for elementary years or middle school and high school. In my experience, elementary, I actually had the time of my life, but for like each school, for like middle school and high school, I think high school got a lot worse. Fardos started like like teachers started like not caring for the administrators because it always starts young and then works their way up as they get older.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. That kind of breaks my heart a little bit. Sorry that you feel like, oh, that I don't know why that hit me. My apologies. It seems like the older that you get, you feel like the less people care. Um, that experience true for you all, that you had a better experience in elementary school? And I'm assuming I don't know everybody's grade, so like I'm not gonna have you say what grade you're in, but do you feel like do you feel like the older that you get, the less the adults seem to care?
Mine might be uh, my in my part to see that
It's
they
hard
have
to hear you. I'm
more.
sorry, student A. It was a little hard to hear what you were saying.
I say it might be not the same thing, but sometimes like my parents always to teach me like to always go to school. They care if like if I feel in class, they talk to me. If I do something bad, they do they. So sometimes they're different with another person's.
So you feel like your parents still go ahead, student B.
Sorry. As far as like caring, I mean, they care. It's just like as you get older, they expect more from you, and I think a lot of students like take advantage of that, or they don't really live up to that expectations as far as that. And
Yeah. How about you, student C? Do you feel like the older that you've gotten, the less that you feel like people care?
Certain students, I think, just like started to not care about certain stuff anymore, or like even do things, but others actually care and want to do like what they're doing.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this. I miss elementary school too. Okay. Feels like I miss a good snack in the middle of the day and some recess. I don't know about y'all. Do y'all get recess? Do you? I don't think. Um, I just watched this thing that talked about a high school that started recess for high school students, like in the gym, making it open for the kids to come in and play volleyball and do activities during their lunch. And I'll send it to you, student B, because I think you talked about this about having alternative activities and things like that.
um, when I for like there's like a difference for like higher grades and then the lower grades for high
Mhm.
school. Uh, for the first 2 years of high school, you get to choose. You have to be in PE. For my years in PE, they got very lazy, and all you had to do was walk around the gym and that was your grade. There was no games or anything of that. And elementary actually did the games and actually made it fun. And they didn't really do any of that. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, PE is so important if you need to get that energy out or just have a good time. How about you two? Do you guys miss PE or do you still have it?
No, I don't miss PE. I don't have because my schedule doesn't require my PE.
Uh-huh. But you say you don't miss that. Keep that PE for yourself. How about you, student C?
I have PE, and sometimes like the girls don't really get to do much. It's just like the boys, because in my PE class it's like more boys than girls, and there's like most of the girls don't even want to play the games they have, so they'll just make the boys do it, or there'll be certain times where we just like go outside, which I like because we don't always have to just stay inside.
Get you some fresh air. Get you some fresh air. Okay, we have come to time, right? I said that we'd only be doing this for an hour. Um, but what I would like to do, student A, B, and C, is give you all the opportunity to have the final word, anything that you want to say, anything you want to share. Remember, this is your chance to just talk to the world about your experiences. There's nothing specific you have to say, but this is you or your opportunity to say your final word.
Um
Crickets. Go ahead, student B.
sorry. I guess I guess to sum it all up would be probably just like the students and um, probably teachers, even the administrators need to work all together to probably like dim down of the fights or any emotional or mental or even physical issues that are going along around the school. That needs to be doing a better job with that.
Thank you, student B. Student A, student C. Oh, there you go, A. We're ready for you, sir.
I would say it's not always the all schools got the same trouble. Sometimes the school, sometimes one schools are really following the rules, but in my school sometimes the kids are vaping and doing bad stuff, skipping classes. The bad security in the school. If you open a door, you can go out. No one gonna tell you something. So I think it's a problem because many students go out the schools and do bad stuff with another students.
Thank you, student A. I appreciate that. How about you, student C? What's your final word or what you want to say to folks?
I agree with student B. I think like the administrators or teachers and stuff just have to talk about certain issues and come up with like a plan or something to fix these issues.
When you say these issues, what issues do you want them to get together on? Is your final word? What are the top things on your list of like you want us to get together and work on these things?
Like to stop like the fighting, the misbehaving, the doing bad things in school, or just like being off task.
That is fair. That is fair. Well, I want to say you guys are amazing. I'm super grateful that you took the time to come on with us and share this evening. Hopefully, the folks watching got some insight on how to be helpful and the things that you're seeing. It sounds like you all are seeing kind of the same sorts of things and know that it's different in other places and that it could be better. We just got to work together to make it better. I would ask that if anybody had any questions, comments, or concerns they wanted to put towards the students' way, then go ahead and you can put them in the chat and I'll try to get them to them. What I will also say is you are very brave. I thank you all for being brave and spending your evening with us. I hope you do all your homework. You did all your homework and got all your stuff done. And I'm going to pull you guys down from the video, but I don't want you to go anywhere because I want to talk to you after I end the stream. Okay, so you're going to leave from the screen, but I just want to express a sentiment or express something to you all off camera. So I'm going to pull you guys out here so that I can send everybody else on their way. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so thank you all for taking the time to listen. I know how important it is. Sometimes we just all want to be heard, to know that it is out there. This is a microcosm. I mean, it was just it's just a couple kids, but these are some of the things that I've been hearing, right? And I know that we all have a responsibility of hopefully building the trust of the young people, even if we're not in the school. Be that person in your neighborhood that's willing to work at building trust with our young folks, to maybe help them problem solve in school or be their advocate when they have a concern. Sometimes schools need to know that these young people are supported, that they are supported, that there's a community that stands with them and stands behind them and wants them to have a great experience when we're co-parenting with our educational system. So thank you all for taking the time to listen. Please reach out if you find you have any questions. I want to say this to the young people. Someone says, thank you so much for your perspectives. Stay strong, kiddos. Remember, knowledge of self is important. Love squared. Thank you for that, Chef Taekwon, for that. They deserve that word. And for the rest of you all, until next time, as we get ourselves ready to do the thing with the thing, I'm Jackie Glass, Mama, Navy vet, certified doer, and the laced up legislator for the House of Delegates, 93rd District. Again, honored to serve. Thank you for sharing place. And I'll see y'all on Thursday. If y'all come to the live on Thursday morning, I'll see you then. Okay. 7 a.m. Same spot, same bed channel. All right. Be well. Take care, y'all.